Well, good morning, YouTube, and welcome back to Everything RV with Dave. As you can see with the flowers on my tree, it's springtime. And this last winter, I was not able to go any place. Had some family business that I needed to take care of. So now being spring and camping season's right here, it's time to go ahead and get the RV ready. So let me show you what I do. The first thing is that all winter long, I set my batteries on a piece of wood out in the garage, and I hook them up with trickle chargers so that they, don't discharge. That way I can make sure that there's water in them and make sure that they keep, fully charged, not just sitting in a camper where, they can discharge and have all kinds of issues. So I go ahead and take them out of the RV. But in doing that, I need to show you, I don't know if you can see it, but right underneath there, see that little red handle? That is a off-on switch for the whole electrical system coming off of the 12-volt battery size. And before I remove my batteries and before I put my batteries in, I turn it off. I don't want to have any issues where I can get a spark, create any type of electrical problem where it creates something inside the coach. So if you have a shut off like that on your coach and you're taking your batteries out or you're replacing your batteries, turn it off. Do your battery work? Turn it back on. Doing different things. And after I got the batteries done and I went ahead and cleaned the whole coach on the outside as far as washing it off. And now I'm in the process of waxing it. Now this Flagstaff is a 2020. And if you take a look at it, and it sits outside all the time. If you maintain your coach, even though it is fiberglass gel coat, if you take care of it, you can keep your gel coat looking pretty good. Now, I use different things at different times. Last year I used this, and it's Mother's Hybrid Ceramic Wax, and it did a nice job. I've got just a little bit left in there. But this year I had some Meguiar's Cleaner Wax, and I decided let's go ahead and use it, just to use it up, and it's a good product. And as you can see, it shined it up pretty good. I still have to do up around the top, but if you take your time and take care of your coach, you can get many years good use out of it. Now I've shown this before, but this is what I use. I'm an old guy. This makes it a lot easier for me to wax this RV because it is huge. All RVs are big. So, this is happens to be a Harbor Freight buffer. It's called a Warrior. And I'm not affiliated with Harbor Freight. I just like their stuff. I believe this was something like $32. It might be a little bit more expensive now. But it has a speed control. The pads are about $6 or $8. And it does really a nice job. The thing is, you have to remember, if you're going to use a buffer like this, an orbital type of buffer that's a high speed, do not stay in one place too long. Keep it moving. If you leave it in one place too long, it'll heat up. That's what I do, and it does a nice job. I can't complain. If I look down there, it's still pretty decent shape for being, this is going on 5 years. So I've got some other things that I'm going to do, but I'm going to finish waxing the RV, and then we'll talk about some other things that I do to get the Flagstaff ready for spring. Well, I have to say I finished, and it doesn't look too bad. I think I did a pretty nice job. It took me a few days to do it. I don't work too hard. I do a little bit and then I take a rest. So now, another thing that I do at least twice a year, and I think it's very important, is sanitize my water system. I use my water. I don't drink it that much, but I do use it for cooking. And I want to make sure that my system is germ-free. So this is my outside fill, so I'll need that. I will need bleach, and I use the cheapest bleach I can find. I think this is $1.25. I use a measuring cup. I have a 60-gallon water tank, and I have found that a little bit more than 1 cup or 8 ounces, I put about 10 ounces of bleach in there. And my garden hose that I use to fill it up. Now I have taken this garden hose and I poured some bleach down into it, and I've let it sit here for a while. So when I start filling it up, that bleach is going to not only go into the tank, but it's going to clean out my water hose, which has been sitting all winter. So let me go ahead and get this thing filled up, put some bleach in it, and we'll go from there. Okay, now I'm just filling up my freshwater tank, and I want to show you something. I just take a plastic bottle, cut out the top. It fits directly in that hole very nicely, and I can pour my bleach in. I don't need even a dollar funnel. I make these all the time. Just a little bit of an idea, a little tip for you. So now while it fills up, all we have to do is wait. And I do fill this all the way up, the full 60 gallons. And then what I'm gonna do is turn the pump on, and I'm going to run that chlorinated water through all of the spigots. Make sure that I'm completely filled up with water on all the lines. With that said, I'm also going to make sure that my hot water tank is bypassed. Well, I'm adding it too fast. Yeah, I want to make sure that the hot water tank is bypassed. In my instance, I just have to turn 2 valves. So now I'm inside my RV, and as you can see, I've got, a third of a tank of water, and it is heavily chlorinated, and that's fine. That's what I want. So I'm going to turn my hot water pump on, and I'm going to start at the furthest valve, which is my kitchen, and I've turned on the water, and I'm letting all the air out. Now, this is probably a good time for me to explain to you that I do not use that red stuff to winterize my RV. I've done a few videos on how I do it. I literally blow all the water out using an air compressor at a specific pressure. You do not want to have too much pressure, about 30-35 psi. That way I don't have to drain that red liquid out. So it's very easy for me just to go ahead and when I'm filling up with water, getting ready, I just put water in it, chlorinated water, and start running it through the lines. Now, as you can see, there was air in the lines, and there should have been, because all the water was blown out last fall. I've been doing that for now 5 years, and I have never had an issue with having a problem. But I totally understand what I'm trying to do. And that's very important, that if you are going to winterize by blowing out the lines, make sure you know what you're doing. I mean, it's just a way that I don't have to put the red stuff in. Now I'm doing doing my sink. And as you can see, it doesn't take very long to do this. I'm going to take the shower head off. And now I'm going to let it sit for a while. Just let it sit, pump shut off. That's a good sign. I'll wait a few minutes and I'm going to go around and do it again. Okay, now that I've went ahead and went through all the faucets again and make sure there's no air in the system, an advantage of doing that with all this chlorinated water now going into the gray water tank, it does help sanitize the gray water tank. You know, that's going to keep stink down in the gray water tank. I do some other things with the gray water tank that helps it out. So now I've got the whole coach with water in it, including the commode, and I've got chlorinated water in all the lines. I will let it sit overnight. So usually 12 to 24 hours. This is a tried and true method of sterilizing water systems. I spent 9 years in an engineering firm, and we did water and sewer. And you know, whether you put in 10 miles, 20 miles, 6 miles, 4 miles, whatever, you know, they finish the water line, they fill it up with chlorinated water, let it sit 24 hours, take a sample, send it off to the lab, you know, and when that's done, they'll flush it out. I don't send my water to to be analyzed. I know I do this enough times in a year that I'm not going to have contaminated water lines. Tomorrow, I will go ahead and empty all this chlorinated water out. Then I will fill up my 60-gallon water tank and flush. And I will continue to flush till I do not smell any more chlorine. And believe me, the amount of chlorine that I put in there, you know, I don't have smell-o-vision on my on my recording here, but you can smell the chlorine as it was coming out of the faucets. So tomorrow, when I start, you know, flushing it out, I will make sure that it's completely flushed out. Hope you enjoyed this little video. It's just some of the things that I do to get my RV in shape, ready to go, especially for the spring and the summer. Why don't you reach over there and hit that like button and hit the subscribe? I really do appreciate it. I enjoy making these videos for you. I hope they be of some help to you. And I will see you on my next video.